Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, let me just get a few things on the screen. Oh, yes. Hey guys, thank you for this reminder, Lindsay. To help support our organization, please participate in our annual fruit sale. We've partnered up with Florida Indian Groves, and they have amazing fruit. You will be delivered this fruit directly from Indian Groves. Um, and it's just super yummy. I love fresh fruit. I don't know if you guys do. I definitely do. Definitely do. So I was asking what this reading was going to be about this morning, and this is what I heard. This alignment will change your life. So it feels like there's going to be some major, massive things going on. Major, massive things. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle some cards and get started. All right. So let's get started. How are you guys doing? If you haven't gotten a chance already, please do subscribe to my channel and my page so that way you can join me every morning and comment. Oops. Okay. All right. It's a lot of cards. All right, let's get started. Ooh, passion. So, right from the start, lots of passion, a lot of heat, a lot of just intensity, intense emotions, intense type of magnetism. So, either you are drawn to something or you are drawing something to you, a situation, a connection. I don't know, one of those things. So, grounding in reverse. Now is not the time. Well, I don't know. It feels to me, my initial reaction seeing this card, now is not the time for you to intentionally lower your frequency. Now is not the time for you to be anchored in um like human perception. You have to be anchored into your human life, but that human perception that prevents you from seeing the full gravity of whatever it is that you're needing to see, right? Now's not the time for that. You have to be aware of who's in your circle because whatever this alignment is, this change, you have to protect yourself and you have to protect the potential. It feels as though there's a potentiality that's coming forward, and this potentiality, there's going to be maybe people, maybe things that don't want you to reach this potential. Rebirth and reverse. Mm-hmm. You don't have to become a different version of yourself. Whatever's going on involves the person you are right now. You don't have to change anything about yourself. Right now, you have to focus on who you are, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to accomplish. Fulfillment, you're going to get through this. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. So there's something that's going to come along in autumn. It's gonna definitely alter the mindset of your environment. Fulfillment, autumn, and ethos. It's going to alter your environment in such a way where it's like it's going to be good, but it's going to be challenging. It's going to be super duper challenging. It's going to change the way you look at yourself, the way you look at your life. Ooh, I even get it's going to change the way you look at a specific person. I don't know if this person's already in your life. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. But this autumn, by this autumn, before the leaves are all completely gone, there's going to be change in your mindset and the mindset of your environment. It's almost like this sense of welcoming something, welcoming someone. Um, but again, there's this external energy that doesn't respect, that wants to delay, that wants to derail. You have to allow yourself to be very aware of who this is. I don't know who this is, but like, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but it also doesn't feel like this is someone who has that big a say in your journey in life. It feels like this is someone who, they wish. They wish. I'm all for wish. They wish they could, but they can't control you in that way. I don't know if you know who this person is. Maybe it's like one of your low key haters. I don't know. If you don't have the balls to be an outright hater, like you deserve less respect. I've been just saying. I have even less respect for people who are low key haters who don't have the courage to really just own their feelings towards you. It makes me feel like that's right. That's right. You're scared. You're intimidated. Keep being fake as long as you know where that fakeness comes from. Because you recognize how much more I am than you could ever possibly be. That's kind of like the logic that I have. When people are low key haters, it's just like, you don't even have the balls to hate me directly. Why waste my time on you? It's not worth it to me. All right. Again, you know, I'm considering reshuffling. I'm considering reshuffling because of the fact that I'm not going to waste any of our time on someone who, again, is a low key hater, someone who doesn't even have the courage to be honest in their approach, right? Mm. Okay. This is someone who doesn't walk their truth and is incapable of transformation. Okay. Celestial teacher. I assume that this person's energy is being allowed into the reading simply because they're going to facilitate your learning something profound about yourself. Um, I don't care to learn profound things about people who are not profound, right? And if you're a low key hater, there's nothing profound about you. You're profound in your mediocrity. If you need me to make you feel better, I'll say that you are profound in your mediocrity. um, hmm. So before all the leaves have fallen off, you're going to go through this process. It's going to end beautifully, okay? It's going to end beautifully, but first it's going to hurt. Did you hear what I said? It's going to end beautifully, but first it's going to hurt. Be ready for that. This is going to cause an imbalance that's going to affect your ability to believe in yourself, to believe in your potential. It's going to cause you to want to not be as aware as you already are. Okay. It's going to cause you to want to avoid, and you don't have the luxury of avoiding. It's going to cause you to enter into a shadow aspect of yourself, and you're going to feel very upside down within your life. It's going to cause you to not want to let go of certain things. When you address all of those things that cause you to feel upside down within yourself and your life, you're going to shoot up into a new chapter. 2 is the number of guidance. 4 is the number of self. When you allow yourself to receive your guidance, you enter into a number 6, which is the number of receiving from divinity itself. You're going to be receiving quite a bit of blessing, quite a bit of abundance from divinity itself. I hear generational wealth. Okay. Okay. You're not innocent in this, okay? This is something having to do with a very deep soul connection with another person. I'm not very clear on who this is for you and how this is going to play out, but you are not innocent in this. And it has to do with an alignment between you and someone else. It has to do with clarity of sight between you and someone else. You are not innocent in this. I'm not saying you're a troublemaker, but I'm saying that you help to co-create this opportunity to learn in the most profound way possible. Es muy posible. Okay. The trap. There's a trap being set. Let's see how this plays out. You're going to have to fight for something. You're going to have to fight for something. And you're going to have to do this on your own. You're not going to have anyone stepping in on your behalf. You're going to have to do this on your own, okay? So, first and foremost, galactic heritage and cycle sigil. This has a lot to do with some of the cycles that are coming through. A lot of the codes that are filtering into this earth plane. It has to do with the 9/9 portal that's coming up. It has to do with lunar cycles. It has to do with a coming back of certain types of energies. It has to do with you needing to awaken. Whatever this is, it's going to cause a lot of realizations to occur within you, probably also with another person, whoever that soul connection is with you. It's going to cause a lot of reconsideration of approaches, reconsideration of your proper place, their proper place. Just really a lot of different things that are coming forward and needing to be dealt with, needing to be addressed. Um, Ancestral magic is coming into play here. This has a lot to do with part of the reason you were born into the family that you were born into. For many of you that spend every morning with me, um, there's a high likelihood that you are the healer of your family group. There's a very high likelihood for this. The fact that it becomes um, an issue tells me you're being prepared to step into your proper role within your family unit. So long as it's not an issue, you're probably just needing to write it out, right? But the moment things start becoming an issue, this is what I've recognized. The issues are the periods where we are being trained by our life to fulfill whatever purpose we are here to fill. So we have to be aware of what it is we're going through. We have to enter into a space of self acceptance. We have to allow ourselves to really just take a good look at who we are, where we are within our journey, um, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about other people, just a lot. To the person trying to do energy work on me, you're triggering a twin ray response. I'm not going to stop you, just like I'm not going to stop him. If I feel like you're weaker than me, trust me, you're far weaker than he is. You're about to hurt yourself. Yeah. Yes, Arkai, you have full permission from me. All right, card number 2, Warrior Spirit. Allowing yourself to recognize you don't have to attend every single war that you're invited to. Also, giving yourself permission to show up when you feel like you need to. Just saying. That's your sovereign right to decide exactly what you will and will not participate in. You know what I'm saying? This warrior spirit, this weaponization of your metamorphosis. If you look, see, the butterfly is the one pulling the sword, right? I think from this point on, I'm no longer going to restrict um, my energetic counterpart from really fucking shit up. I'm not going to restrict that anymore. I absolutely should be protected. I don't have to fight things that I don't need to waste my time on. I should absolutely be protected and cherished as the empress that I am. You know what I'm saying? It's up to people if they want to fuck around and find out, but it's not me you're going to fuck around with and find out from. It's just not. I don't need to do that. What I need to do is focus on my softness and remaining in that space. What I need to do is focus on the task at hand, whether it's delivering messages, doing energy work, whatever it is. I'm done denying the protection that's rightfully mine. I'm done fighting for myself. As a matter of fact, let's take it a step further. Not only will I not restrict my counterpart from protecting me, I also no longer have any qualms about allowing the army of souls that have pledged their loyalty to me. I'm not going to stop them either. You want a war? I can bring one to you. If you really want a war. But I promise you, you'll never find me on that battlefield. You will have no access to me. If you want that war, say please. I might give it to you. I'm not joking. Long gone are the days where humanity understands the gravity of what the word empress means. Just know, if I accept the invitation for war, I'm not playing to win, I'm playing for empires. And they never lose. At anything I do, I never lose. Why? I have this funny way about me. One of my most highly developed gifts is my precognitive ability. You pair that with my perfectionism, which can be debilitating at times. I will not engage something I cannot guarantee I can win from multiple angles on different levels and layers. By the time I've engaged you, I've beat you at least 15 times in different dimensions. You will lose. You're reconsidering. You're not as dumb as I thought then. Nor are you as smart as you think you are. It's good to have proper perspective. Your ego is going to get you fucked up. Not by me. There's a reason I can be playful in all my live streams. There's a reason I'm rarely ever serious. There's a reason I can be as present as I am with no fear. It's not because I'm badass. It's because my protection is. Fuck around and find out. Won't be for me though. So, galactic assistance. There's nothing galactic that's going to involve itself. This is all you. It has to all come from you. You have to allow yourself to really step into this space of knowing who you are, what you're here to do. Excuse me. So, as though we needed further confirmation, you and your loved ones are safe. You're safe. You're safe because guess what? You are stepping into the proper place within your unit. If you are a matriarch, you need to step into your matriarchy. If you're a patriarch, you need to step into your patriarchy. If you are a leader, be a leader. If you are positioned in a place of authority, carry the weight of that authority with both your hands. Don't half-ass anything during this period. This alignment that's taking place can absolutely change the trajectory of your entire life. Your entire life can change from this. Change in a beautiful, powerful, very comfortable way. What are you going to do with this? Are you going to allow the change? Or are you going to allow the people who are hoping that you don't change, that you remain in the same space of accessibility, right? The one thing that I've recognized about people who have malignant intent, they need accessibility to you in order to, carry through with their malignancies. I'm not above or beyond punching people in the balls. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not above that. I'm not beyond that. I'm not so spiritually um I'm not so spiritually developed that I have any hesitation doing that. I'm just saying, you know, you have to allow yourself to have permission from yourself to be exactly what you need in that moment. It's a second wave of cord cutting revolution is just beginning. 1 in 4 are preparing for it to finally be over. The second wave of the cord cutting revolution is just beginning. 1 in 4. 1 in 4. 1 in 4 of us are making the proper preparations. For what? I think to usher in the type of change that will forever change your entire life. I think that type of thing is what we're preparing for. 1 in 4 of us. Are you going to be one in that 4? Are you going to be that one where you are making the proper preparations to really, really push your life forward, right? You have to look at the bigger picture. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you aiming at? You can have the most accurate aim, but if you don't know what you're aiming at, that accuracy is negated by the lack of knowledge, right? First, we have to allow ourselves to heal to the degree that we're no longer denying ourselves the receiving of the things that are rightfully ours. This could be connection and opportunity. It could be a work type thing. It could be a relationship type thing. Um, there's so many different potentials. Like so many different potentials. Prosperity lies ahead. The answers you need are coming. It will be a prosperous period if you allow it to be. If you allow it to be, you know, you can allow yourself to experience this prosperity. Can we have a little conversation real quick? I just feel the need to kind of um, share some of the realizations that I'm having. So, some of my realizations involve um, me being okay with my desire being strictly for myself. How many of you, okay, I'm going to ask a question. Um, what do you want in life? What is like, what do you feel you want the most? What do you feel your purpose is about? How many of you are looking for answers that will sound very woke, very advanced? I want to save the world. I want peace. I want harmony among nations. And stop the bullshit. Seriously. What do you really want? I want my hair to grow back thicker, like the way it used to be. Um, I personally would like my hormones to level out so that I can go back to my appropriate health size, all of that. Um, and no, I'm not trying to be skinny. It's not for aesthetics. Like my joints don't like the weight that I'm at right now. It's fine. I also would love to have generational wealth simply because it would make it easier for me to get all the shit that I want to do done. Like I want to build things. I want to create projects that make me feel good. And it just so happens these projects and things that I want to build, um, they're beneficial for other people. Am I doing it for other people? No, I'm doing it because it makes me feel so fucking good. That's why. It's okay to have these hopes and dreams that involve only you. Let's stop with the BS stuff about, oh, you're selfish if you don't want to heal the world and be a savior and this and that. Like, no. There's a high likelihood the person that's making you feel as though your hopes and dreams, your aspirations, uh they're invalid because they're not like holier than thou enough. Those people probably don't feed other people. Those people probably can't be inconvenienced by other people's problems. The ones who are the most vocal about their holier than thou spiel tend to be the least holy of all of us. Tends to be the least holy of all of us. Don't listen to those people. Don't let them skew your perception of what you want and what you need. It is okay for you to have something that's strictly for you. It's okay. It is really, truly okay. This is not me trying to set you up for something so that I could tear you down later. It is literally and truly deeply okay. It is okay. It is okay. All right. So prosperity lies ahead. The answers you need are coming. They're coming from you, from deep inside you. This prosperity, these answers, they belong to you. You're not going to be borrowing them from someone else. They belong to you. Mm-hmm. Conclusions are within reach. You're about to come to a very, very solid conclusion about the things that you want, about what you need to do, about the ways in which you need to do it. Hi, Seth. I love you. Hi, Elle. Hello, Sethy. I missed you and I love you. You have to come visit me. Okay, so the energy is gaining momentum. Really just allowing yourself. Oh my God, I need to FaceTime you. Is he dancing? Oh my gosh. I love you, Seth. The energy is gaining momentum. It is. It's gaining so much momentum. Can you feel that? It's almost like hard to breathe, like the heat of that passion that's going to cause you to go all the way through to complete this whole thing. You feel that? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. It's amazing. There are so many different changes that are being pushed forward. There are so many different changes, and these changes feel completely beneficial for you. Now, there's going to be people in your life who are going to say, like, no, that can't possibly be beneficial because X, Y, and Z. They don't have the vision you have. They don't have the courage that it takes to go out on that limb so that you can discover you can fly. You have to begin realizing how capable you are of discerning, of assessing exactly what you need to know when you need to know it, right? What do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? So there's certain things that you should never let go of: your sense of self, your compassion for self, your sense of knowing. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Oh. Wait, what? 259. All right. If you look at this, he said, I know it. I love you so much, Seth. Can you ask him when he's going to come see me? All right. So, guardian, protector, savior, activist, honorable, integral, selfless, and honest. The hero represents someone we all admire for their noble qualities, their courage, and willingness to champion and rescue the weak and vulnerable. You have to really embody this energy. You have to allow yourself to really, really, really step in, fully in with both feet into this space, right? When the hero appears reversed, he represents a need to perform good deeds in order to increase one's self esteem or worth in the eyes of others. Enough of that. The people who cannot see how valuable you are by just observing you will not be able to see how valuable you are even when you try to show them. Enough with that. He can be described as a wonderful hero, one who needs to be told that he is good by others. Sometimes it's because he cannot see the good within himself, and sometimes it's because he craves the attention. It feeds an emptiness or lack within. It's time for you to begin sitting at tables where you are welcome, where you are cherished, you are appreciated, where you are the guest of honor, and not just sit at those tables, but begin to eat from the feast laid before you. Don't allow people who don't know what it is to feel full. Don't allow them to convince you how beneficial it is to exist in a state of starvation. You're starving for connection. You're starving for validation. You're starving for acknowledgement of your purpose. You're starving because you sit at tables that serve you nothing. Nothing but an emptiness that causes you to question who you are, what you're here for. How is that okay? Why is that okay? Who convinced you that you needed to be okay with that? I disagree. Oh, well, hello. Hello to you, King of Earth. Okay. Um, doo. Here we go. King of Earth, successful, industrious, devoted, steadfast, authoritative, reliable, and dedicated. Take pride in accomplishments, pay it forward, honor your process. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Free yourself from control. Don't be lazy. Now is not the time to make changes. Misuse of power. Let's see. King of Earth is not afraid to be open and candid because he has no insecurities or emotional baggage to feed doubts and fears. It's okay for you to carry baggage. It's not okay for you to carry trunks of them. It's not okay to carry emotional trunks full of emotional damage. Okay. He's only too willing to share in his success and gives advice and guidance without hesitation when asked. He does not fear that doing so will give rise to a competitor or rival. He believes that everyone is entitled to the same opportunities. Yes, they are entitled to the opportunities they create for themselves. They are not entitled to what you worked for. Be careful with that logic. Be careful with this logic of you need to do and give and do and give and do and give until someone rightfully takes your place. No. This thing that I've witnessed on social media for quite some time, this thing of people feeling entitled to knowing exactly how someone did that, and then to accuse that person of being a gatekeeper because they don't tell you how they did what they did. How about you get off your ass and figure it out yourself? I'm absolutely serious. How about you figure out yourself, learn for yourself, teach yourself? When you've sat and taught yourself something, you are not you are not obligated. You are not obligated to give everything you've worked so hard for to people who feel entitled to it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. No. As a matter of fact, you are obligated to yourself to protect the assets that you've created for yourself and your company. I had to learn all of this the hard way. I had to learn it the hard way. You have to learn how to separate business from personal. When I offer you something on a personal level, there's no business attached to it. When we're speaking in a business capacity, it's absolutely business. Absolutely. It is business. There will be contracts. There will be everything written out. There will be all sorts of different agreements that are needing to be filed with my corporation before we ever begin. I used to think that was me being a bitch. Like it's me being a bitch. If I have a non-compete, non-disclosure agreement on file for you with a copy of your driver's license and the documents notarized, it's me being a bitch. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's me protecting my assets. And anyone who doesn't want to agree to that, well, then you don't have to. But you will not receive information that you will then use against me and my company. And it's not about lacking trust. Are you trying to talk to me as a friend? Are you talking to me as a potential business associate? See, understanding the difference. When people want to approach you as friends, then they cannot have a portion of the profit. That's business portion. See what I'm saying? If you want to approach me as a business associate, then it will be a shared profit. If you want to talk about ideas as friends, that's a conversation. That does not mean you are then going to be involved or entitled to what I am working for. This alignment will change your life because it will get rid of all of the nonsensical BS that you consistently surround yourself with. These are the leeches that drain your energy and make it damn near impossible. What in the world is that sound? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, I learned this lesson for the last time earlier this year. Learned it for the last time. I will never make any exceptions for these rules for myself and my company ever again. Ever again. This belief that someone, because they were a friend, that they wouldn't screw me over, that they wouldn't be that way, right? Never asked them to sign any contracts. The one person I did not ask to sign contracts is the one person who decided to throw it in my face. I didn't sign anything. Okay, bitch. Okay. You're on shaky footing. The things you claim, it's on shaky footing. You really should go back, look at all of the text messages, and understand there are 4 copies of those text messages that are exchanged. 4 copies. Whatever you want to fucking delete on your end, there's other copies. What's that mean? I went through 4 phones, and each of those backed up everything. So I learned. If it has anything to do with any kind of business, we are not speaking as friends. Because I promise you, it's the friend that screws you over in the end. Mm-hmm. Get all of this, everything laid out. Allow it to be completely laid out. Go look online for some template that you can use for whatever type of contractual agreements you need. Non-compete, non-disclosure, all sorts of different agreements. A contractor agreement, all of the duties laid out, or don't. It's up to you. For the people who are willing to hear what I'm saying, you probably are going to be one of the ones that takes this really, really far and creates an extremely lucrative business idea and model. If you're one of the ones that's like, oh my God, she's just, oh, ew, this is ugly. Keep doing what you're doing. I just don't want to hear about it when it crashes and burns. I don't want to hear nothing from you about like, oh my God, Emmy, you were right. I'm not in the business of being right. I don't care about being right. I want to avoid unnecessary turmoil. It doesn't validate me when someone comes back to me later and then says, oh my God, Emmy, you were so right. I should have listened to you. Okay, well, that doesn't make me feel good. People think like, oh, this, I'm validating her. No, it makes me very, very clear in my understanding that you disregarded me. That's all that does. I then see you for what you are, someone who disregards what I said when you were sitting there wanting advice, right? I don't just give people advice. Um, you have to actually trick me into the conversation to give you the information. I don't like to volunteer information. You tend to have to trick me into it, or you tend to have to be in a session with me. hmm So it doesn't make me feel better when someone comes along later on and validates me by saying, "Oh, you were right. I should have listened to you." All right. Card number 219, body and mind. Imagination, reality, fact, opinion, body, mind, open mind, narrow mind. Can that which dwells within the mind have an effect on the body? Can the physical body affect the state of mind? Yes to both of those. Yes to both of those. They're interconnected. They are interdependent. So let's see. This card reversed has a very simple and direct meaning. If it appears in your reading today, it symbolizes a potential imbalance that needs to be addressed. So there's an imbalance that is happening. You can't actually fall into the proper alignment that will change your life so long as the imbalances are allowed to continue to exist. You can't. You can go ahead and waste your time trying to prove me wrong. I promise you, I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. Use your energy on things more important than I am. There are things in your life that are so important to you, and you're wasting your energy on trying to prove someone who's inconsequential to your journey wrong. Okay. Oh, I said everything I said. I don't have an inflated sense of importance. I don't need to be your everything. I just don't. Two of Earth in reverse: equilibrium, flexibility, adaptability, balance, harmony, compromise, confidence, procrastination, and freedom. Stress, anxiety, fatigue, failure to manifest desired outcomes, and inability to focus, neglect of self and others. All these are symptoms of being overburdened and overwhelmed. There you go. The cards are calling you out. Too many responsibilities and goals can result in you feeling overwhelmed and weighed down. Distraction, procrastination, and the failure to make commitments may create conflict with those around you. An unwillingness or inability to focus on what is truly important will manifest in less than desirable outcomes. Yep. Unwillingness or inability to focus on what is truly important will manifest in less than desirable outcomes. So it's this thing about allowing yourself to really utilize your energy in a way that is very responsible, right? Yes, Ben, it's not just a frequency, it's about what is allowed in our bandwidth. It's about your bandwidth, period. You know, it's not just a frequency level, it's a lot more. There's a lot of things that we don't take into consideration. And these are the things that have a tendency to really, really drain us. Just really, really drain us. Okay. So let's see. When this card appears reversed, it represents a need to take stock and to prioritize. It's time to decide what it is that is truly important to you and pull all else aside. If you do not, you may lose the very things that matter the most to you. You're about to lose this opportunity. What's the opportunity? I don't know. What do you want it to be? What are you going to make it? For many of us, we have opportunities that carry with it the potential to take us to some really, really beautiful places within ourselves, within our life, within our abundance, within our career, all of these different things. If you're going to let people drain you, that's on you. That's on you. Let's see. All right. Sometimes you have to say no to the things that you're afraid to say no to. That's what I'm just being told. Sometimes you have to say no to the things that you're the most afraid of disappointing, the people, the situations, whatever it is. 10 of fire. It's in reverse. Doing self-mastery, mastery, evolution, enlightenment, light work, light being, and discipline. Looks like a shadow being. Looks like a shadow seraphim. A seraph? Yes, a seraph. Okay. The 10 of fire reverse appears for two purposes. The first is to remind you that a master is only a master of self and the tools he wields. He is a master to no other. We're not here to master other people, right? Therefore, be careful not to extend your desire for control onto others, nor expect them to be as disciplined. You exhibit the self control of a true master by letting go of the need to control others. Everyone else is different, and some work to their best ability in a manner that seems random, chaotic, and lacking in any real purpose or direction. Do not attempt to impose the same limits and restrictions you're willing to embrace upon others. The second reason for its appearance is to tell you to remove the words I cannot from your vocabulary. That is the most annoying phrase I've ever heard. I'm not even joking. I hate it when people tell me that kind of stuff. Oh, I can't this, I can't that. I don't want to hear that. I want to know what you can do. If you can't do that, good. I'm glad you recognize what you're incapable of doing. Now, what you bring to me and my table better be what you can do, not what you cannot do. I'm not here to take stock of what you feel you failed at. I'm here to witness you in your success. Whether you work for me, work with me, or work against me, I'm not here to witness your failures. I'm here to see you succeed in what you can succeed in. So, you exhibit the self control of a true master by letting go of the need to control others. Okay. The second reason for its appearance is to tell you to remove the words I cannot from your vocabulary and to monitor your inner dialogue. For defeatist or pessimistic beliefs, you will not succeed if you believe you will fail before you have even tried. Instead, do whatever you set your mind, body, and spirit to doing, and you will succeed even when you fail. Because failure offers knowledge. Use that knowledge to formulate a new plan or direction. Use that knowledge to determine if you should embrace a different or less conventional or rigid way of working. Yeah, the need to control outcomes is also very difficult. So, this card, you have to understand what you can and cannot control. I could never control another person. I can use my gift of persuasion. I can try to persuade you to see something from my viewpoint, but at the end of the day, I cannot control what you will do, what you will receive or reject in terms of information, um, awareness, all of this. You can't. You really, really can't. You have to allow yourself to let go of these old patterns that have kept you trapped in the same spaces. You have to. You have to. How do I know this? Well, I don't know it from any business course because I've never taken one. I mean, how can you talk about this stuff then if you've never taken a course? Same reason that I can own an academy that teaches about energy work when I've never taken an energy working class. I observe my life and I allow my observations to teach me profound things that I could never learn in a classroom. I learn by trial and error. Notice how I say error and not failure. Because to err, roar, is simply to find a way that is not the most efficient way to complete a task. It's not necessarily wrong. It just creates more work because you have to undo that in order to apply a different solution. Everything I've learned from life. No joke. I have no certificates, no training of anything, no, none of that. Not for any of the businesses that I've owned. And I've gotten considerable achievements in each of those businesses that I've owned. I achieved quite a bit. But here's the thing. In my eyes, I didn't achieve enough, and that's why I let that go. I let those businesses go because I felt like it just wasn't aligned. It was aligned, but I was afraid of succeeding beyond what I was given permission to succeed. Because all of the businesses that I've owned in the past, they weren't as a lawyer, a surgeon, a doctor, or a nurse. And those are the only valid occupations that I could have based on my culture. That if you're not one of those things, then it's not a real job and therefore it's irrelevant. It carries no value. And I allowed people outside of myself to convince me of things that they know nothing about. How much have you been doing that in your life? Listening to the people who know nothing about anything. How much? I've had people trying to give me advice for certain things when it comes to my businesses, and these people have not accomplished anything for themselves. But they watched a video. And so now they're convinced that I'm doing everything wrong and, I need to listen to them because if I listen to them, then, suddenly what? I'll be more valid? No. These are people who want you to test out these theories so they can take credit for your success when you succeed, not when the theory pans out to be true. Theories are nothing more than theories. They're a string of words that are sometimes intelligent guesses, other times just not so intelligent, right? No, don't listen to these people. Listen to your gut. Listen to your heart. You know what you're working towards. You know exactly what you're working towards. Oh, this, believe in your dreams. You gotta believe in your dreams, yo. You gotta believe in those dreams. What if your dreams are nothing more than guidance from your soul? Like your soul is guiding you into what you're going to be doing. What if that's what it is? Right? That guidance. Um, the Ten of Fire symbolizes reaching the point where dedication and hard work have created ease and surety. That moment when you can look at the task before you and say with confidence that you understand what you have to do and you're capable of doing it well. It's not enough to understand what you can do. It's time for you to step into a place, this space within yourself, where you can confidently say that you can do that task well. I can confidently say that of all the tasks that I could offer to complete, I can do every single one very, very well. Very, very well. Very well. And if it's not to my liking, and my liking is something that is ridiculous in expectations, I will completely redo it. Completely redo it. Because that's how I function. That is how I am. My perfectionism can be debilitating, but it could also be something so profound. The gravity of the depth of the efficiency that I can function in, it's mind-boggling sometimes. Yeah. It can be very mind-boggling at times. That's okay. It's okay. Mm, 202. Solutions, comparisons, compromise, open mindedness, mindfulness, illumination, epiphany, personal power. Don't let rigidity hamper possible success. Don't be rigid in the way you perceive how this realignment will work out. A moment of epiphany, stepping into your personal power. Do not discredit what others offer. It's one thing for someone to offer assistance. It's another thing for someone to offer assistance as part of their way to get their foot into your door so that they can make your home their own. It's a whole nother thing. It is a whole nother thing. You have to learn the difference quickly. Quickly. A time of research and investigation. Look at and compare a range of options. Weigh the pros and the cons. Be willing to compromise. You're being presented with the opportunity to act with mindfulness and awareness. From this moment onwards, choose to take responsibility for your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, understanding that even by taking a passive or inactive role, by doing nothing, or by allowing others to make decisions on your behalf, you are making a choice. Let me read that again. Okay. Choose to take responsibility for your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, understanding that even by taking a passive or inactive role, by doing nothing, or by allowing others to make decisions on your behalf, you are making a choice. Own it. The only drawback is that you will no longer be able to blame others for stealing your power if it was your choice to give it away. This is your moment to come of age and own your power. This card signifies an opportunity to empower and illuminate your life by opening your mind. It represents that singular moment of revelation and illumination when the mind opens and at once understands the extent of the power we have over our lives. Suddenly, you see potential in everything. You see how every experience and choice made by you and others has shaped you and your life and brought you to this moment. In turn, you also understand how every choice you make in the present will shape your future. You are being tasked to shape your future. You're being tasked to do all of this. Okay. We're going to pull a final card and then I have to get going. You guys have some sort of opportunity. I can feel it. I can feel it strongly. It's this opportunity to allow yourself to reach levels of success you never thought you could. Card number 13. It's okay to be focused on money here and there. It's okay. This concept that this concept that if there's any discussion about money, you are not spiritual, you are greedy, and you're part of the problem, it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. Those are the very teachings that keep you absolutely shackled to poverty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This teaching, this concept, this mindset that you need to give everything away. Why? The people who are telling you these things and holding you to that standard are the people who would never give anything away. I'm not telling you to be more like them. I'm telling you to love yourself to the degree that you don't exist as a martyr anymore. And if people want to say, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Emmy is being like this today. Like, all she's talked about all day is money. Sir, ma'am, sir, what have you done to change the world and take fiat out of the equation? I'll wait for your answer. What have you personally done to ensure that money will no longer be taken into consideration when it comes to fulfilling our needs, our basic needs of housing? You know, shelter, you need a house, you need something to live in. Humans were not designed to live out in the environment exposed to the elements. What have you personally done to take money out of the equation for housing, for food, for utilities, sanitation? What have you personally done? Nothing? Okay, shut the fuck up. For real. Okay? Your chirping is not welcome here. It's not. And then for the rest of you, listen, I know your heart bleeds when people hurt. I know it hurts you to know that there are other people struggling and there's not much you can do because life is crushing you as well. I know you're stressed because it's towards the ends of the month and, you know, rent is coming, utilities are due, car note, insurance, groceries. You have kids and your kids need things. And you're tired of not being able to buy them the things that they need, having to wait, having to, you know, do all of these different things to penny pinch. I see you and I recognize your struggle. I see you. The world won't be like this forever, but it takes all of us having the same level of courage that I am showing you right now. We can make this fast or we can drag it out, but it's going to take most of us to change this. Don't listen to those fuckers who try and tell you that you are the problem because you're done being crushed by a society that was designed to crush you. I'm telling you, I got you. We got this. You and I, we got this. We're not going to bow down to their demands. We're not going to do what they say. We're going to get real brave and real strong. And I promise you, it's people like you and I, we're going to change this fucking world, not because they made it easy, but because we decided to no longer comply. Get ballsy. Get real bold in your rebellion. I'm telling you. There's not much they can do to you once you get very bold and unapologetic. Look what they tried to do to me. Look what they do to me. They try and restrict my reach. They have people that try and get my accounts taken down. I don't give a shit. Still not gonna bow to you. Oh, you're gonna tell people what I said? I'll fucking say it in a live stream. Yeah. And it's not that I don't give a fuck. It's that I don't give a fuck about the things I don't need to give a fuck about. I'm allowed to have my opinion just like other people are allowed to have theirs. If I can find it in me to hear someone else's opinion without condemning them, then they better start listening to mine or get the fuck out the way, because I'm going to talk regardless. 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 It's time for us to align between ourself and our soul, to allow ourselves to be the channel that brings to fruition the things that your soul wants you to have in this life. Your soul wants you to have a comfortable existence. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about your existence within your thoughts. How many times have you shamed yourself silently for thinking things, worried that other people might find out what you're thinking? See, I used to once upon a time be very embarrassed because my perception, my logic, the way I conduct myself around other people, especially in social settings. I mean, if you know anything about Asperger's, you can clearly tell I have Asperger's. You can tell my social awkwardness, my inability to communicate with people in my environment. You can tell. And I used to be very, very like embarrassed about that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so awkward. I don't know when it's my turn to talk. I don't know what conversations I'm allowed to have with other people. It's either truth comes out of my mouth like a water hose on high, or it's a drought. And now the things that used to embarrass me about myself are the things that I cherish the most, because guess what? Thank God for my Asperger's. It causes me to be truthful to a degree that most people don't witness, and to not give a shit if you want to hear it or not. Because guess what? If you don't want to hear it, you don't have to be here. If you don't like an aspect of the way I conduct myself, the way I communicate, that you see my face instead of cards, go to another channel. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay for you to have those expectations, just like it's okay for me to decide not to cater to them. It's okay. That's the beauty about sovereignty. I cannot control you, just like you cannot control me. But we can come to this beautiful space of recognition of each other's needs. I recognize I cannot and will not fulfill your needs. I wish you well as you find a different channel that can. There's nothing malignant in what I'm saying or the approach that I take. It's this recognition that you are going to cross a boundary that I'm not willing to allow you to cross. Go around. Go around. Not go around and find another way in. Go around and keep going. Because at this point, I am who I am, and I'm no longer ashamed of who that is. When was the last time you were able to say that you're not ashamed of who you are? When was the last time? Or are you still consistently ashamed of who you are? Like, let's be honest right now. Are you still consistently ashamed of who you are because people might know this, people might know that, people might blah, 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 blah? You know, when was the last time you were able to feel this sense of pride about who you are in this moment? Not ignoring the things you've lived through, but remembering all of them and like, I'm so fucking proud of who I've become. That's my day to day. It's a beautiful life. That's my day to day. Remembering the things that were done to try and destroy me, and those attempts having failed, And instead of turning me into someone that I'm not, it actually emboldened me to be more of who I actually am. I fucking love myself at this point. I love the journey I've been on. I've learned so much through my life experiences. I've learned so much about people, about myself, about my rightful place within my life. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing. And I wouldn't have been able to have the opportunities to teach myself new things about myself if it weren't for the malignant people and their malignant intentions. No, they don't get the credit for my growth. I'm giving them the appropriate credit. If you weren't such a nasty, horrible person trying to do nasty, horrible things, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to take a good look at myself and see the beauty that I am. God damn it, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Inside and out. Let's toss it. Let's toss the aesthetics in there too. I think today's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day because not only am I in love with my inside, on a minimal makeup day, I think I'm in love with my outside too. No, I don't think. I know. I know. I'm feeling myself today. Why? Because I chose to. Because I chose to. Hmm? Yeah. Mascara and brows, that's it. Hair hella puffy. That's fine. I like my aesthetic today. It's the kind of aesthetic that tells me how deeply I love myself from the inside out. Right? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Get to a point where you can love yourself to that degree, where you don't have to be made up and you don't have to be completely barefaced, where you can just be like, you know what? I'm really feeling myself today. Well, what are you feeling? I'm not sure, but I'm feeling it. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm definitely feeling it. I like it too. I like what I'm feeling. People will tell you, you can't do that. Why? Because you needed me to wait for you to do that? You're funny. Yeah, no, I have Asperger's. I do. Uh, mm, 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 mm. How many of you could tell? How many of you could tell how deeply I push myself? How many of you could tell how hard I push myself to be as normal as possible? Because heaven forbid I make you feel uncomfortable. How many of you could tell how much I overcompensate? So it's this thing of just being tired. Tired of changing out the masks that I wear. The masks I wear to make it easier for people to tolerate my presence. They didn't want me at their table, so I built my own. I didn't just build a table in the same dwelling that they occupy. I went and built a table so grand that I had to build an entire mansion to house the table. And I invited all the people just like me. And then they got mad because the girl they didn't want at their table suddenly had more people at her mansion than at their little clubhouse. I say, feel whatever you feel towards me. You'll never diminish what I've done for myself. You'll never make me feel ashamed of who I am and who I've always been. And you can say all you want, but the reality is my life is aligned. It is aligned between self and soul, and at no point from this point forward will anything you say and do be able to slow down the trajectory of me achieving whatever I came into this life to achieve. You just can't. You just can't. And for the people who don't understand, well, then if you're so not ashamed, why are you crying? I'm not crying. I'm releasing the last vestiges of that shame that once occupied the entirety of me. Because if I was ashamed, baby boo, I wouldn't be in front of the camera while you sit there and watch. Be aware of how your cowardice is causing you to believe you're somehow brave just because you're witnessing me and my vulnerability. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's not. Do you understand the depth of understanding you have to have about your power? To not have fear of being publicly witnessed in a vulnerable space. Even when I'm vulnerable, you can't do shit to me. How about that? Don't let anyone at all, convince you that you have to change who you are, that you have to hide aspects of yourself, that you have to become anything outside of what you were designed, perfectly designed to be. It's okay if the basic people can understand you. Until I began talking about these things, people had no clue. I have learning disabilities, but I'm probably one of the most intelligent people you will ever have the opportunity to come across. Yes, I have problems connecting with individuals. I don't understand social cues. But I promise you, when I am focused on you, you will feel like the most important, most valued person on earth. Not because I'm faking it, but because I'm authentic and I can see the real you. So, what's broken about me? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing is broken about me at all. I have different ways in which my brain works differently than the average person. It is not pathology, it's evidence of my evolution as an individual. There's nothing diseased about me. There's nothing toxic as well. When you can enter into this space where you can speak freely about who you are, you can feel deeply what you feel. I'd say you're free. I would say you're empowered and you're liberated and you're prepared to begin really serving your purpose. Don't be ashamed just because specialists have said something that make you feel less than who you actually are. These specialists are only specialized in basic humans. I'm not a basic human. I've never been a basic human, not even as a small child. I've never had a moment of awakening. I never had that aha moment. I literally was born like this intense from infancy. Science can't explain me. They don't have the ability to quantify the gravity of my existence. So, no, I won't listen to science when science tries to convince me of things that are in opposition to what I know to be my truth. I'm not someone in denial of who I am and what I am either. I'm very aware. I'm very, very, very aware. The only science that I will allow to give me a better sense of the gravity of me would be the work by Dr. Dabrowski, his theory of positive disintegration. I will not return back to level 1. I have no fear of level 5 or the journey it takes me to get there. Whatever realignment is occurring in my life right now, it's mirrored by the realignment that's occurring within societies. It might be tumultuous. It might be one hell of a ride. But I'm not getting out of the car until I get to my end destination. And anyone who wants me to get out before then, I want to see you try. Try, but you won't succeed. Unless you want my big ass foot pressed on your face. You're going to leave me alone and let me do what I need to do to get to where I'm going. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to do things to make it easier to understand me. I'm just going to simply ask you to understand the limitations of your understanding and to not get in my way, because what I'm here to achieve is beyond me. It's beyond what I could ever imagine for myself. It goes directly into the purpose that I was created to fulfill. You won't stop me. I can't even stop it at this point. So getting to a place where you can really see yourself and feel yourself and know what you're here to do without any idea of how you will do it, that is the goal. That's the goal. To get into a space of flow, to allow yourself, ooh, sudden moving mountains. What? I'm saying, I just got a notification. It says sudden moving mountains. Allow yourself to move the mountains because the mountains are made of your fear. You don't have to destroy your fear. You just have to hear your courage louder than you hear your fear. Courage is not about the absence of fear. It's about your ability to continue pushing forward, even with fear completely present and being very vocal. Allow for this adjustment to occur. It will align yourself between yourself and your soul. And I promise, if you can do this, if you're willing to do this for yourself, it's a destined time for you. What? I'm serious. Those are the two notifications that came in. Sudden moving mountains, destined time for you. It's time. How about we do this? How about I go ahead and do a little bit of energy work for those who want it. It's going to be calibrated to hashtag yes. Hashtag yes. If you would like some of this energy work to enter into your field, put hashtag yes in the comments. What I'm going to do is help to facilitate that realignment that's occurring between the self and the soul. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do some energetic codes for that. I'm also going to go ahead and do a little bit of supportive work for your auric shield. So that way you don't notice as much attempt to distract you and derail your progress. So those two things. And I think for the third thing, I'm going to do a little bit of work rebalancing your entire chakra channel with a heavy emphasis on your solar plexus so that you can feel a sense of your empowerment. You know what I mean? You can feel powerful over yourself in your life. So if you want any of this, hashtag yes in the comments, whether you're watching live or recorded, hashtag yes. And for those who say, like, oh, well, I can't comment because you've been banned, I'm not giving you anything else. So all of this energy work, it's calibrated only for people who can put hashtag yes. It's an electronic thing. And I'm not giving you any more. I've given you enough. So guys, breathe deep and slow. Let me get a song up for you guys. And yes, it's my energy and I get a say in who gets it. Okay? I get a say. I get the final say, not just any say. I get the final say. I don't have to give it to just anyone. And I hope that you guys witnessing that, you can absolutely feel within your heart that you have the right to have that stance as well. We were not born to be martyrs. Oh, my laptop. Okay. I love this song. Bastard. Okay. Yeah. Breathe deep and slow. Feel your emotions. Feel them shifting. All of those emotional blockages that have prevented your abundance from coming home. Feel them being cleared out. It's okay if you have tears. Let them fall and wash your heart. Allow yourself to feel the gravity of you. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Continue to breathe very deep, very slow. Allowing yourself the time and the space to continue clearing everything that needs to go. Create space for a new life. Create space so you can see yourself differently. Feel your potential, filling the spaces that are created as you cleanse your auric field. Feel your dreams rising to the surface, waiting to become a reality in your life. You deserve a beautiful life. You deserve a peaceful existence. You deserve to access all these parts of you that other people don't give you permission to be. Take your parts back. Hold them close to your chest. Let them come home to you. Feel yourself surrounded in a kind of love that you've looked for your entire life. This is the type of love you're capable of. This is the type of love you give away freely to others. Allow yourself to receive this love from yourself. Take another deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Allow yourself to feel the difference in who you are. Allow yourself to notice how you've changed the way you look at yourself. Think of the one thing that you dream of the most. See it in vivid colors. Feel it with both your hands. Feel it in your hands and feel your hands bringing this dream to your chest. Feel your heart taking it in. Feel that part of your life waiting to happen for you. You deserve it. You deserve to make yourself happy. You deserve the love you give, the support. You deserve to live out your potential. So do it. Breathe deep and slow. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to give yourself permission. One more deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Come back to center. Rejoin me in this space that we share. Take a moment. Allow yourself to recalibrate. Allow yourself to feel the differences in your body. How do you feel? You guys feel good? You're welcome. You guys are so welcome. Did you see your dream? Did you see the one thing that you dream of the most? Did you see it and allow it to come back home to you? It's not enough to see it. You have to allow it to come home. Allow yourself to heal in ways you never thought you could. Allow yourself to give yourself the love you've been waiting for, the kind of love that you give to other people. You guys, you truly have no idea how powerful you are over your own life. We create these stories within our heads about we can achieve this and that only after this and that. It's a lie. You can have all of that now, right now as you are. The only thing that's preventing you from having it is your belief that you're not allowed to. So believe something different. Believe something more in alignment with what you need, what you know you deserve, what you're working towards. Believe that instead. Promise you. Whatever you believe the most is a thing you will create for yourself. So for me, I believe in my capacity. I believe in my greatness. I believe in my purpose. I'm worthy right now of all those things, and all those things are worthy right now of coming home to me. Tell yourself that and see the ways in which you change your life I will do it for you. No one else will do it for you. You'll do it for yourself because guess what? It's not because you have no one. It's because it's time for you to truly see how much you're capable of. I see it. I hope you see it soon too. I got to get going, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join me when I'm live. There were a few things that I wanted to announce, but I'll just do it next time. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I'll see y'all here tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for church. Bye, guys.